I start here on the great book of magical art, Hindu magic, and East Indian occultism, now combined with the book of secret Hindu, ceremonial, and talismanic magic, revised edition limited, Lauron William de Laurence, and there are pictures of the manuscript in this facsimile edition. They're under copyright, so I'm going to try to gesture my way through a introduction here. And one thing that we can say is, in general, the religions are pretty much all alike. There's different material, culture things, so it's going to be much like other things. This guy's all like, and so I guess there's a couple fires, and they're interwoven here, and the design has a guy with a snake at his forehead. You almost think Egyptian, but it's not supposed to be Egyptian, right? At least I don't think it is. And two guys with like turban-looking things. Well, not really turbans, but anyways, so some sort of cloth wrap thing with big old earrings. And then the next thing is the guarantee. All goods are sold on the following absolute guarantee. When cash accompanies an order, the purchaser may, within 24 hours of the receipt of goods, return any or all of his purchase for any reason whatsoever, and his money will be refunded promptly. And some guy with a real solemn beard like that. I've never got it to grow right there. I always end up cutting it off there rather than, but maybe someday I'll figure it out. But this guy has like a 5-pointed star on a helmet, but there's like stuff hanging down, so it's not Russian, or maybe he is of Russian origin, I don't know. The largest publisher and seller of occult and spiritual books in the world. Okay, this is a 1915 book. 1902 and 1904 is when its parts were originally separate. I guess maybe that thing really was supposed to be Egyptian, because we do have, again, this, the winged thing, because you look at the sun and you see this stuff coming off the sun, but usually don't see it unless there's an eclipse. And 1914 was the 12th edition. Book 1, Secret Instruction for the exclusive use of true and faithful chelas, disciples. We've heard that word in some of the Sufi programs. In the Hindu magic, Indian occultism, celestial and natural magic, Kabbalistical magic, secret Hindu magic, magic pentacles, the manner of constructing them, alchemical magic. Well, I guess a lot of the Western stuff, you're going to speak to people who speak English. Obviously, they're going to pick up a lot more of that culture. The conclusion of Hindu and talismanic magic, in which is fully given the key for the practice, and the composition of Hindu amulets, charms, seals, requisite for the perfection of all talismanic, ceremonial, Hindu, and celestial magic, invocation and binding with astral spirits. By astral spirits, I'm sure they mean jinn, the fire beings, the asuras, exorcisms, enchantments, benedictions, conjurations, clairvoyancy, and Hindu mediumship, etc. And we have an Ouroboros snake, but again, the wrap, it looks sort of Hindu, that's it, but you have that three-faced thing. The same being the most full and complete system of occult philosophy, natural, celestial, and ceremonial magic, conjurations of spirits, arranged for publication in its present form under the above title by L.W. de Laurence, noted adept, author, and publisher. So perhaps we'll see here how he is an adept and not just somebody who's an armchair scholar that says stuff. Oh, there's a dream dictionary and everything here. So we have one of those flatter cross, just like that, within, that type of cross design here. And to the east, the premier quarter is an eagle, and you got a rose and like some sort of fern or palm tree or something, and the thing's carrying a cross. No, I think it's supposed to be a phoenix on its little fire pile. The philosophic cross, our plan of the third temple. Okay, the third temple being Jerusalem, because they're going to Christianize the thing. So what is, so there's a circle within a cross, but the circle, as they got that there. But they have lunar, and then they have a pillar with some letters on it. And I'm trying to figure out the L. Lenmen. No, that's oh, Emmanuel. Okay. And so the north, yeah, there's a circle here with the north and the south. Plein Luna, Novella Luna. Anyways, it's just a doctrine. It's something you can look up here. So the invocation by burning temple incense. Now, you may have seen in my summer solstice ritual. And one thing that I did here, you have this 3-step here. So 2 sets of steps divided by 2, and more steps in the middle path here, and a star, and a boxed altar, and 4 people on each side. Well, in that it was just, there was a seat, and I burnt some tobacco that someone had left on the property, and other beings showed up, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so there was 9 of the other beings, and then some other being like off to the side. But here in the diagram, if you consider the main altar is towards the north, which I seriously doubt it is, I think you got 4 people on chairs lining up facing east in this probably, but sort of a little on the north side of the west thing, there was some, the first came in, but in through the south was where the other, but so there's a curtain. Oh, and there's this other thing of the third temple. No, that looks like the same, because in the thing is the... Okay. LZ74, something like that. And the invocation of temple incense, that's printed twice. Maybe the pictures are a little bit different in terms of the quality or something. No, it looks like pictures are the same. Now there's a cloud, the wisdom of God displayed in the works of the creation from the beginning to the consummation of all things, the wisdom of God, the great universal spirit. So human wanders around naked, and there's someone else naked, but that doesn't really, there's obviously a man, and he's like, but the person laying down is older, so it's like the father or something. And there's stuff going on in the clouds, I guess. It's supposed to be Jesus being sacrificed, and then to what, the devil? I don't know. Because God sacrifices to himself. That's an odd thing. But at the top here, you have this figure, and the figure is like, and there's steps leading up, but it's more like like it's a throne. And so instructing man in the wonders of spirit life. Now, you could say it's mountains in the background with light coming out of one of the mountains, but then again, it looks more, the one on the side that you can see the clearest looks more like a pyramid. But the human sitting there writing down by hand, kneeling, with his left knee forward here and the right one kind of back all weird, writing down what the winged creature is saying, and the winged creature is pointing to the light coming out from it's like a volcano going off with the moon in the background or something. And the spiritual power on the astral plane. So you got 5 things. So he's like strife, but a strife tarot card, the 5 of wands, but they're not fighting over it. It's just one dude there. He's just, okay, he's ready for strife. But it's his own personal thing here. And he's got his halo thing, and he's on his throne, and there's water flowing beneath his cloudy throne, but I guess there's like a spring flowing underneath his thing. And more creative, I guess, is this this thing going on here. Of course, they're going to represent that as female, and yeah, just like the tarot cards, they have the breast sticking out. So why? The woman has plenty of dress, but and then like on the universe card, things all going down like that. And so off to the right, left hand on the lap, in sort of a moon, a silent, peaceful soul resting in spirit life. But below is the dark, above is the brighter cloud. But the darker is more rounded, and the brighter cloud is more square, propelling the astral body into spirit life. The person's, their left hand, and their, it's flowing. So this is flowing nicely, and then it's kind of rippled. Well, that's what happens when you try that cord thing, rather than, okay, I can astral project without trying a cord. Seriously, try the astral projection stuff without putting that cord thing in the way. I guess people figure, well, as a baby I come out on a cord, so but it's really a psychological attachment that you put there, or others convince you to have there. But so a scene in spiritual life. Oh, the 3-horse self, we're going to see that in Vedic literature. I think they're supposed to be different colors, but this is black and white drawing. It's like on one of those snow globe things. The guy has kind of rippled wings. I don't know, it's more like a fashion show with than it is like a functional wing. But it's almost like there's another cloud on top of the thing. Well, there's a cloud around where the globe connects and where the thing is. And binding an evil spirit. Oh, very snake-like. I'm doing a program on that sort of thing. He's got chains, and in his left hand he's got a wand with, so you got the 3 sort of thing going on there. But there's like a key in the right. But he's kind of disheveled in dealing with it. But I mean, these beings have, and then it has these 2 things again. I think this one's clearer. I don't know why some things are printed twice. An invocation by burning incense. Okay, so they're on a carpet. 3 people are grouped together. 4 people on the guy's right side. One's the kid. And on the other side, one's a kid. So perhaps, just because they're all darker than he is, doesn't mean... No, I think none of those are his kids. Maybe... but but there's a skeleton behind, and there's two other people holding sticks with stuff burning, and there's paintings. There's no real sign of anything, but remember, graven images attract what some are going to call evil spirits. And there's some sort of image, a snake entwined, but not entwined, like the figure is kind of separate from it, thing. And so that's what's going on there. And there's some incense burned. There's a bunch of people. I guess they're doing a kirtan. They have their drums, and they're all about there, and but there's horses and elephants, and I think it's the same guy as the previous scene, as chief in that scene. But I guess there's another lighter skinned person with them. Maybe it's the sun. There's parasols and flags. And spiritual life beyond the grave. An old man clinging from behind to his wife, I guess. And the sculptured group shown above symbolizes in the face of the aged woman the spiritual influence of her loved ones beyond the grave, and in the bowed figure of her husband the need of higher spiritual influence for his elevation and enlightenment. And Theophrastus Paracelsus es unden Menschen man Chelsea Faben ben von Bot emem den nach near which long eber durdich. I don't know. 1 Corinthians 12. It's a bit blurry, but anyways, 1572. We have a street scene in Bombay, India. A bunch of people, light clothes, loose clothes, almost entirely. Some stuffy Westerner and something a bit less comfortable than what I'm wearing for the heat. But aside from that, at a corner in Kikor, India, lined with apartment complexes with screened windows. Maybe they're not an apartment, but that sort of thing, I guess. And a corner in Delhi, India. There's camel. There's the canopied porches of different types. What's that store that always has the 4Ks or something like that? A Kingersman, or I don't know. Like it's a blue thing. It kind of reminds me of that, but not those. You don't call them minarets, but you know what I mean. Scenes from India and actual photographs. The Strand in Calcutta, India. The Elphinstone Circle in Bombay, India. And Agat in Benares, India. There's steps and there's a pool, so it's a place to bathe. Kim the Sela and the old Hindu Lama who sought the way and the truth and the light. And so the kid is holding the fan, and he has his bag, and so they're mendicants. And so ascetic of Benares, India. The guy is seated cross-legged and all. I can't do that too long. And he's got his flower garlands, and he's got his animal skins. So for being renounced, there's a relative considerable amount of wealth from that. A leopard. Remember the symbolism with Osiris and the leopard. So some of that comes over. Saturday, Cassiel but it's comparable to like this lamb and I guess bull, but not bull. You know what I mean? That horn thing that you think is the devil, and kind of a rumpled up face, kind of make you think like a monkey. And the guy is going like this with his hand. It's supposed to mean something. This guy with the other hand and down. And of course, he's sitting cross-legged. Um, he has his belt. But how would that be from the other side? And this bit over here, and then oh wait, no, you start over here and you go up on that side. But no, wait, no, it's in there. But anyways, evil spirits often appear in the above form. I'm not sure which way you're supposed to trace this pentagram there, but it's open on the right, and then you have one that kind of could be a right, but it's like that at the bottom, and but the guy has an arrow pointing down, and he's holding it with his right hand into like the head of the beast that he rides, but it seems like he's merged with this beast and has kind of spiky sort of wings. Makes you think kind of like a bat, but it's some sort of dragon thing. And he's got that cool Hindu Persian sort of beard and mustache thing going on here. And he has his double crown. And evil spirits that are earthbound. Okay, you need to lose some hair, and you gotta be like, meh, and you gotta get a crazy eye look, and you gotta switch your face and all that. Yeah. The spirit, the Antichrist. He's got a beard like me. No, evil spirit, earthbound. Basically the same thing, different gestures, but there's something that there's something off about it that tells you it's not human. Is basically the point. But then again, it can be in any sort of thing going on. And vessels of iniquity. And Apollyon, again, has that sort of winged dragon, spiky sort of wing thing going on. Tongue that sticks out like the Kiss dude or something. And his eye kind of hanging down like kind of weird there. And vessels of iniquity, just big teeth, wide mouth individual, bright eyes and ears, but the rest of them just dark. Vessels of wrath, again, earth spirits, earthbound. We have some on the left side, kind of weird, dark eyebrow thing going across, and but kind of joyous. But again, on that left side, kind of, and like there's some sort of magical sigil thing kind of going on there. And it's like he has some, instead of totally having hair, it's like he has a snake or some sort of curved horn on top. And that's supposed to be the incubus. And Theotus has the big, ear that's kind of pointed and a horn and all that, and kind of a dumb look on his face. I mean, no offense to Theotus there, or Theuton, or it's kind of blurred here. The means of the evil summons. Okay, so they're making idols of the things. Asmodeus, very sharp teeth, like some sort of bitey, like one of those fish that will chew up snakes or something, and kind of really flat nosed, but just eye and huge eyebrow, and like sticking off his head, like sort of again, you think sort of a water creature. So why is he earthbound? Hindu snake charming, so you have woven baskets of different types. You're surrounded by the cobras. You play the drums just right. You play the musical instrument just right, surrounded by your flowers and all that. And sometimes you do it in a group of 3 or whatever. But there's, how many baskets are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Hindu and Egyptian crystal gazing, which, a triad chair, faces on each chair. Oh, and maybe, because is it 3 faces to each? Or 2 faces over here? Or are we talking about, because we see 7 faces. Maybe it looks like it's a square, so maybe it's 4 things there. So maybe there's an 8th face that's hidden. That could be it here. But on a cushion, certainly you want to protect your crystal ball. And they got, the star and the this 5-pointed star and the moon bit, and their turbans going there. And some people like to go like this, and some people like to go like this, and kneeling down close with the robe to, you want to zone out and all that. The temple incense or invocations, ancient temple and ceremonial incense, Akka or Abba, or I think it's supposed to be a K. It's definitely an Aleph, and I don't know if it's a Chet or Hey or something. It looks like a Chet. It looks like a cap, but it could really be a ABH rather than ACKH or something. But this guy is, so it's like a Jew standing in front of the Egyptian temples, which is weird, and he's got his torch, but there's the design here kind of makes me think of maybe wheat and all this other stuff. But that's maybe it. Maybe it's hinting, oh, well, the Judeo-Christian thing came from there, which people kind of understand. Whoa, I did not expect John D. to be in here somewhere. The portrait of Michael Meyer, Tres Scaletres, Coesar, Titulas, de dit, hac mehe, restant, passe ben in Christo, vivere passe, mori, Michael, Maervus, Camus, Imperialis, con Sistorii, etc., Philosoph et Medicinarum, Doctor, PCC, Nobel Exemptus, for Odum, Medicus, Cas, etc. And I guess he holds a book in his right hand and a lamp with some flowers and stuff like this. And Atatis, Sabah 42, A something dot 16, 17. Okay. Oh, so April. And I think that's his coat of arms there in the corner there. And I don't know who this dude is. He's, some mirror and a bookshelf. It looks like it's supposed to be a mirror, but I guess it's a portrait in this case. And there's some instruments and all that. Is that supposed to be Isaac Newton? I can't tell the writing. Jacob Boheme, the guy is like, but honestly, you get annoyed posing and all that like you used to. 1624. I can't really read what's supposed to be beneath him. The Comte Cagligrosto, something in the dark, some light in the thing. Dude looks more like the Hannibal character. on the recent series. Well, not recent series. It was a decade or so ago, wasn't it? And of course, that picture of John Dee and Edward Kelly, that portrait. Again, a lot of these people sad or angry looks on their faces. John Dee has his thing going on. He has his ruffled collar. I guess that might make it easier on him. The book with triangles and Edward Kelly there. And we have a portrait of Thomas Aquinas. You know, you can tell he's a monk. He has an overrobe and something underneath there. A portrait of Nicholas Flamel. You feel like he's Russian or something, right? I don't know, but you know, you get that sort of. He's dressed like it. Magnus Albertus Volstendivus Cognomento Mitra Perudim Inere tibi quandam Alberta furunt Docius est Suffic Deletuisse Sinu, the portrait of Albertus Magnus. It could be royal, but it looks more clerical. Johannes Fredericus Helvetius, and the guy is like, well, is he French? He has a weird little extensive collar, I guess. Be difficult to get in and out of that thing. And Altinus Cathanensis, Dr. Executus Practice Nikina Haga Comitis, 30th of April, 1661. Contra vim mortis est panacea patre essa Megesu. Is he Jesuit? Or, I don't know. Effigies, Paracelci, Medici, Paracelsus. He has like a fabric, like ribbon or something like this that holds a talisman hanging down, or is it just a stone in a encasement? But probably just a stone in an encasement. I can't tell the writing off to the columns on the underneath. He has a hat that definitely makes you think more like Italian or something, but it's not like a baseball cap, but it's like, you know, kind of like a low cap with a. It has that baseball cap sort of thing. You're going like that, but then you're like that, but it's not flat and pointy. But I guess that's the equivalent of a baseball cap for their time. The portrait of John Dalton. He's trying to look intellectual, and glasses have nothing to do with it. But he's got that look. He's looking down through his glasses, and he's got his coat, and his coat's kind of open, so it's obviously a dress coat, I guess. But the Johannius Baptista Vars Hamont, and there's a triangle, and the guy behind him, Kiskus, Mercurcus, Lae Hel Monk. Okay, portraits of J.B. and F.M. von Helmont. Okay, so, yeah. Some of this is hard to physically read, so, from the frontispiece to J.B. von Helmont's Eritrea. And there was a picture of Eliphas Levi published in the United States. So, in 1920, okay. And the guy has this, like, royal looking, well, I guess carved, and I guess is good to have a handle, you could say, on a chair to move it around, and he has a staff. It's supposed to be like an animal or something with its curved. But I think he's either standing in a long coat or he's standing in some sort of robes. But Alephus Levi taken after death. I kind of don't really side with that, taking pictures of people after they die, bit, because that's probably going too far, isn't it?